Can you travel too much? Hi, I'm Steve Turtle and I'm a work camper. This story is about Jill and me, our adventures, our travels, and a whole lot of work camper stuff. Last week we traveled from Charleston, South Carolina to my hometown of Union, South Carolina. We also talked a little bit about an app we use to find military campgrounds. If you missed last week's story and you'd like to see it, I'll leave a link right up there. This week I'm going to talk about how much travel is too much. Monkey leaves the airport, and then I'm going to talk about our adventures from Union, South Carolina to Huntersville, North Carolina, and then on to Fort Eustis, Virginia. And I'm going to share a work camper job highlight that I found in Oilfield's Gate Guard Facebook group. That's a little later in the story. Then next week we're traveling up to Washington, D.C. Have you ever thought about getting something out of your camper as you're driving down the road? And then when you stop, you forget, and then you get back in the truck and you're driving down the road and then you remember you forgot? Yesterday I was trying to remember to get some medicine out of the truck. Stopped 2 times, didn't get the medicine. 3rd time was the charm. I remembered, man, I'm getting old.
Everywhere I go, there's always something to remind me of another place and time.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about work camping. As a work camper, you work and you travel. So we've been spending our gate guard money since we left our gate January 23rd. We've had a great time. We just, running around, visiting people, seeing things, and doing what we really wanted to do. We left our gate, we went over to Lake Rayburn in Texas, and we stayed there a little while, sort of regroup and get everything ready for the big adventure. And then we left Texas and went to New Orleans and met up with Jill's family, and we had a good time there. We left there, went to Gulf Shore, Alabama, left Gulf Shore, Alabama, went to Florida, Walt Disney World, left Walt Disney World, went to Vero Beach, Florida, and then started our quest up the East Coast. We went to Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, my hometown, Union, South Carolina, then over to Huntersville, North Carolina, and then we left there and headed to Fort Eustis, Virginia. We swung out Route 64 and stopped in Raleigh. Went to Nag's Head, Kitty Hawk, and up the coast to Fort Eustis, Virginia. From here, we're going to Washington, D.C., and then on to Pennsylvania, where we'll start our next adventure as camp host. And when it's all said and done, we will have traveled about 2,800 miles. This will be the longest period of time that we've been out on the road full-time RVing in between jobs. I love it. The traveling, the vacationing, the relaxing. But I don't know, I'm ready to slow down and maybe work a while. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's great. We got to see a lot of people, visit a lot of places, do a lot of things. But I'm ready to slow down, to take a little time off. This traveling's wearing me out. I'm looking forward to our next adventure in Ronks, Pennsylvania as camp host. If you've ever been out on the road traveling and you felt like you traveled too much, if you'd like to share that, leave a comment down below. Wednesday, we got up bright and early, about 10 o'clock. Got the camper all packed up, got ready, and took off. We went to Cowpens, South Carolina, where we saw the Cowpens National Battlefield. Inside, there was a museum, and we saw a movie, and then we went outside and checked out the battlefield, where it all happened. Battle for Cowpens. And then later we left and departed for Huntersville, North Carolina, where we were going to visit our family. Thursday in Huntersville was a day of rest. We sat around the house, didn't do anything. Sort of drizzled and was rainy, and I think we took a nap. We ate some food and watched TV, and did a whole lot of talking and catching up. It had been quite a while. Then Friday, a little bit of the same, rest and relaxation and a whole bunch of talking. And then that evening we went out to dinner. We had a big old family reunion. Everybody got together. We had a good time, talked a whole lot. I don't think we drank any beer, but we had a good time. And then after dinner, we had a big surprise. My sister got engaged. She's going to get married. And I don't even know who that guy is. Saturday, we departed Huntersville and went to Raleigh, North Carolina. We stopped at the Malachi settlement, a Jewish family that settled in North Carolina. It was the first Jewish family to settle in North Carolina. They had several buildings restored, and we walked around and looked at the buildings and learned a little bit about the Malachi family. We also had an opportunity to see Andrew Jackson's boyhood home. Now, they had disassembled it at one location and brought it into this location just so that they could have all the buildings together, but it was the original boyhood home. After that, we left, headed east on Route 64, and that is a boring drive. Oh my goodness, there's just really nothing out there. But we ended our evening at a Speedway truck stop, had a good sleep at a free place to stay. Sunday, woke up bright and early around 10 o'clock, drove to Fort Riley, National Historic Site, looking for a lost colony. Had a museum there and a whole bunch of artifacts and a lot of history about the settlers that settled there and the history of the lost colony. After that, we left and went east to the Outer Banks, up the Outer Banks to Nag's Head, Kitty Hawk, and then on to Fort Eustis, Virginia, where we're going to stay for 2 nights. $20 a night. Not a bad deal. Workamper job highlights. This week I'd like to share a job that I had found in Oilfield's Gate Guard Facebook group. S&S has a gate in Pyote, Texas, and it is available now. The gate pays $175 per day per couple, and there's a $200 bonus after you've been there for 22 days. All power, water, trash, and septic is provided. The site will be drilling for the next month. Fracking is planned after the drilling, but it has not been finalized. And it also says that dogs are okay. And if you're interested, you should call this number right here. And I'll leave a link to the Oilfields Gate Guard Facebook group somewhere around here or there, somewhere. I'll leave a link. And also, Gate Guard Services and Guard One have some opportunities available as well. What's next for us? After this, we're going to leave Fort Eustis, Virginia, and we're going to go up to Washington, D.C., and Jill's going to get some more stamps in her National Parks passport book, and then we'll head up to Pennsylvania. And while we're up there, we're going to spend about a month hanging out with friends and family and getting some things done. And then after that, we're going over and we're going to start our new Workamper job. We're going to be camp host over in Ronks, Pennsylvania. Well, that's our story for the week. If you liked our story, click like below and smash that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. And ring that bell. If you ring that bell, you won't miss any stories. You'll get a notification every time I post one. You don't want to miss one. New stories every week on Wednesday right here on this YouTube channel. Thanks for your time. Bye.
There's always something to remind me